What's up, guys? Just wanted to talk a little bit about a condition I had about 5 months ago. And how it started was I had a pain in my left ear, and it was real uncomfortable. And I wasn't sure if it was like an ear infection or whatever, but it lasted like a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. But then, weird, strange thing happened. It went to my right ear, and then it started hurting. And again, I wasn't quite sure if it was an ear infection or not, because like I said, that was only a few days, and then the pain went away, and then it was in my right ear. Excuse me. Then um, I had, I remember going to sleep. I was in my lazy boy, taking a nap, and I probably slept for a few hours. And then when I woke up, the whole right side of my face was paralyzed. It was numb feeling, and it just would not move. So when I would blink, this eye would, it would kind of blink, but it wasn't blinking, sort of like with my left eye. I noticed that if I smile, you couldn't see all my teeth. It was just like, just stayed closed, and the other part would open up. I noticed that my ear was really bothering me real bad. I also noticed that my taste buds, were affected, because everything that I ate did not taste right at all. But I come to find out that I had Bell's palsy, and I was diagnosed by a doctor. So I was just sharing this with you because I never heard of it before, but sometimes you go through stuff, then you learn about it that way. When I looked in the mirror to see, you know, kind of get an idea of what it looked like with half my face paralyzed. I can't do it. This side of my face. Just feeling paralysis effect. It was possibly Bell's palsy. Feel it all on here, and my ear. The taste is thrown off mostly on this side. Especially when I try to eat cheese, it just don't taste like cheese. So this is probably day one of the paralysis feeling, but maybe day 2 or 3 of the loss of taste in my tongue, so it's kind of weird. So let's see what happens. But you know what I did? I prayed about it and asked God to heal me. And I said, however the healing process takes place, I receive it in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so my face, like Rocky Balboa. Nah, not trying to be funny, but this thing. We don't want to be stressed out or depressed about it. Day one. And I tried to make different facial expressions and try different things, and it was just weird, the things that I started to notice that I couldn't do because of one side of my face is not working. And one of the things was I couldn't whistle. So, I mean, you kind of take that for granted. I could just whistle. And it was like, no big deal. But when one part of your mouth doesn't work, you can't whistle. Trying to pucker, I mean, like for a kiss, something like that, wasn't working. Um, when I went to sleep at night, this eye was still open. I mean, it wasn't all the way open like some people's eyes are, but it was like, it wasn't all the way closed. So I had to get some medication, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But what else? Oh man, brushing my teeth, that was weird because one part of your mouth was kind of stuck, and then when I gargle, I was just making a mess. It was all over the place. Trying to eat was weird, because I would put food in my mouth, and the food would just sort of gather in that corner. It wouldn't go anywhere. It was just, so I had to use my tongue to try to move it to the other part of my mouth so I can chew my food up. But it was just it was a really strange time. And for me, it lasted about about 4 weeks. And when I started looking up, information about it, first of all, I was trying to figure out what it might be, and I started coming across people who had the same symptoms, similar symptoms, and then that's when I got an idea that it's possibly Bell's palsy. But then, of course, I went to the doctor and got an actual diagnosis just to make sure. But when I realized, that okay, I have this condition, the first thing came in my mind, of course, like I said before, is like, did I have a stroke, And then you start going through all these things in your mind. Is it high blood pressure? What, could it be? But one of the things I made up in my mind that I was not gonna let this, bring me down. I wasn't gonna let it create this unusual amount of fear in me, and I just kept trying to look on the bright side of things. It was kind of weird looking at my face, half of it not moving and the other half is doing all this thing. Excuse me. But the first thing I did, even before I went to the doctor, was I just said that I was going to pray about it, and I just asked God for healing, and that's what I did, and then I just asked for direction, on, what I should do, and I felt total peace about going to the doctor and letting them check me out, and it was a good thing because, they ran the tests, they ran, did the x-ray, and, make sure, because that's how I think you diagnose the Bell's palsy, is you rule out the other possibilities, especially, such as a stroke. So, and, upon, receiving that diagnosis, then they were able to treat me. So, but I'm gonna go over some of the things that I receive as far as the medication and some of the things that I use, during my recovery time. And like I said, for me, it took 4 weeks. With others that I've learned have had it, some have taken months, some have taken years, and I mean a lot of years. So I'm just thankful that, it only lasted for about 4 weeks. But another thing that helped me to stay positive was I watched, some videos of other people who actually had it, and they had posted videos. I made like a little clip, not even a clip. I just kind of recorded myself just for a brief moment to kind of look back at it to see, for myself. Can you look in the mirror, but then it's different kind of looking at the video of my face and things I was trying to do, and I couldn't do so. But I'll try to stick that in here. But there was a couple of people that I watched. I watched several videos, but I watched 2 in particular. I'm see if I could just put a little clip of them on here.
Hi, I'm Grant. Today is December 26, 2013, and it just so happens that today is my 37th birthday. 4 days ago, I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy on the right side of my face. I thought I would try to do something positive with the experience by making a video diary documenting my recovery so that anyone else suffering from this condition could get an idea of what they might expect to see in their own improvement as time goes by. So this is the first day of my video diary. I was diagnosed 4 days ago. Came down very suddenly. I just happened to be out with friends and I noticed that my lip was numb, and then gradually over the course of the day my eye began to water more, had difficulty controlling my eye, also got a headache and some shoulder pain, and by the next day my right side of my face was pretty much totally frozen. Since that time, it's actually gotten worse. So I'm now on day 4, and this is probably the worst day it's been so far in terms of paralysis. My taste sensation for foods has changed dramatically. I do still have hearing in my right ear, but otherwise I have virtually no control over my facial muscles on the right side of my face. Talking is difficult, eating is difficult. Pretty much everything is a lot more difficult now, and I tape my eyes shut to sleep at night. I have gone for Chinese acupuncture, and I'm on Chinese herbs as well as steroids prescribed by the doctor, and vitamin B complex, vitamin E, vitamin D3. I have already been on a vegetarian diet for 6 years, so I'm pretty healthy, and just doing what I can to keep my health up. So you can either get out or stay at home, but either way your face is going to stay the same, so why not get out and see the great outdoors and do something.
I think that I'll just keep doing what I'm doing to make myself feel better, and we'll go from there. So I've even decided that this is my new smile. Don't you like that? Yeah, so it's just going to be a little smile, but at least I feel that I'm putting a better foot forward than doing this to people. Because that's just kind of creepy. So day 31, feeling good. So I'm sure I will see you again soon. Take care. Ciao.
But, you know, especially this one guy, he was just so positive. You know, he loved life. And, you know, that's what I needed. I needed something positive. He's like, you know, don't stop living, you know, don't stop doing the things you enjoy doing, you know. And that's what I did. I kept going to work. I didn't say, oh, I'm not going to go to work because my face is looking all weird, you know. And it was funny because some people didn't even notice. And what happened was, a lot of times when I talked to them with the left side. Like, hey, what's going on? You know, so they couldn't see this other side just sitting there like this, you know. But, so, you know, I did that. And, eventually, you know, some people started noticing, you know, like, what's going on with your face? Are you all right? You know, so I told them, you know, once they asked me, then I told them. I just go around saying, hey, everybody, I got Bell's palsy, you know, so that's how that came about. But, you know, they were very supportive too, encouraging me, you know, and also some of them prayed for me too, and I just appreciate that. I appreciate all the support in any kind of way possible. So thank you guys. But, you know, I just want to encourage you guys, you know, like if you ever, you know, come across something like that or anything or something even worse, you know, that there's a bunch of people out there, you know, many have gone through the same things that, you know, you've gone through or worse, you know, and I just encourage you to find some kind of way to be able to stay positive, be encouraged and stay motivated, you know, to continue to live life the best you possibly can, given whatever circumstance you face in life, okay? All right, okay, so after I was properly diagnosed by a professional healthcare physician that I actually, in fact, had Bell's palsy, then I was prescribed these 3 medications. The first being prednisone. They were 10 milligram tablets. And the way I had to take these was I had 20 tablets total. And I had to take 4 2 times a day, then 3 twice a day, then 2 tablets twice a day, and then 1 tablet twice a day until it was all gone. And usually, you know, when you're given medication like, you know, like prednisone or a certain kind of antibiotics, they suggest that you take it to completion. You don't take it and then if you feel a little better, you stop. You take it all the way through until it's all gone, okay? And if you need a refill, then, you know, you may have to get authorization or something like that. Because there are some people who take prednisone ongoing, like week to week, month to month, some people years. And I think one of the sad things about this particular medicine is that if you want it for a long time, I think you'll gain weight from it. But I only had to take it, you know, for just a short time until these 20 tablets were gone. I was also prescribed this antipyrine and benzocaine octic solution USP used in ears only. And I believe this was just for pressure and pain associated with ear infections. And it just came with a little, really tiny bottle and like a little, you know, little dropper. And one of the things they really highly caution is that you do not allow the tip of this dropper to touch or come in contact with your ear or anything, because they said it would contaminate the solution. It's just that important or that highly effective. So I use that, and I think it to some degree helped some, you know, because it's like, you know, it's like it hits the ear right then. It's not like you take something and you have to wait for it. It goes right directly to that source, the pain source. Sorry. And I also was prescribed Sudafed. Now this is, you can get this, like you can just go to the store, the pharmacy or something like that, and just pick it off the shelf. But this particular Sudafed is a little bit different. For some reason, I believe it's because of the ingredients or what it contains, and some people have probably been misusing it. So you have to go to the counter and you have to sign for it, like, you know, show your ID, and they'll give it to you. So it's real tricky about this. I mean, you know, you can buy it, but like I said, you don't necessarily have to have a prescription for it. But you know, when you go to get it, it'll say go behind the counter, and then someone from behind there will have to check your ID, and then if you meet the requirements, then they'll give it to you like that, and you have to sign for it. But this lasts like 12 hours, and it really does. And I've used Sudafed before in the past, but it was the other brand, or the other version of it, which wasn't as long as this, and it just pretty much helped with, with like sinus and sinus pressure. But and I think that was one of the biggest things they were trying to deal with sinus pressure and inflammation and things like that. So this contains pseudoephedrine, hope I'm saying it right, pseudoephedrine HCI extended release tablets, long-acting nasal decongestion for sinus pressure and congestion. So, and this had 20 calories. I didn't have to take the whole package. See, I got plenty left. I mean, I might have taken the first blister pack, and then I had started on this one, but then that's as far as I needed to go. And that was pretty much it. It was the prednisone, Sudafed, sinus, and the eardrops. And now this is something I just had. It's a cold hot pack, and this thing really works good because you could freeze it, or you could throw it in the microwave, and use it for whatever condition you might need it for. And for me, I felt like heat on my face felt good because that right side of my face was numb. So what I did was I took this and heated it up, and you wrap it like in a towel or a washcloth, because you don't actually, whether it's hot or cold, you don't want this to be directly in contact with your skin. So I would suggest wrapping it in some kind of cloth, like a washcloth or a towel. And that kind of helped, placing it near my ear, my face area. Because one of the things you learn that, and I'll go over that in a little bit more detail, is there's a particular nerve in your face, and it runs somewhere through your skull. And when when it's affected, and I don't know if it's because of swelling or some kind of something that interferes with it, its function, it is the cause of all this, that right side or that particular side of your face not operating like it should, because it controls so many actions in your face. You wouldn't believe it, from that one nerve. So these are just the basic things that I used, and I believe they really help. Hey, I almost forgot. They also prescribed this erythromycin ophthalmic ointment, USP, for my eye, because when you have Bell's palsy and part of your face is like paralyzed, a lot of cases the eye will not close. Some it doesn't close at all, and some it closed partially, but either way it doesn't close all the way. So they prescribed this, and what I would do is I would take a small, it's like a little gel, you open it up and squeeze it in the bottom of your eyelid, in your lower eyelid, and what you want to do is cover it up. Some people tape their eyes shut, but with me, I didn't like doing it because peeling it off, that was a horrible feeling. So what I did was I just went and bought a little eye patch to wear while I slept. That was the only time I really needed it. Because especially those people whose eye stays open really wide all the way, it'll dry your eye out, and that's the last thing you want, is for your eye to get dried out or get infected from not having no water. And then it was weird because then there were times when your eye would just tear for no reason, just constantly. So, but I forgot that this was another thing they had also prescribed for me. So I had something for my eye, something for my ear, the Sudafed, and also the prednisone. Okay.